News Now at noon.
Good afternoon. I'm Isley. Thanks for joining us today. And first, we turn to our first morning weather with AJ Mastrangelo in for David Walter today. We had a great weekend of weather, AJ, and so I'm kind of excited to see how the rest of the week's going to pan out.
Yeah, Isley, looking like a nice stretch of weather here. We do have some rain in the forecast, unfortunately, but that's not coming till our day on Wednesday. Today, as you can see now with our Oliver's rooftop cam, looking beautiful. You can see we have 67 degrees. That current temperature only expected to climb here throughout the rest of the day. We do have those green bars for the next several hours, so we are expecting more in the way of that sunshine rather than precip and those clouds. Temperatures across the region, you can see we're climbing fast. This graphic hasn't even updated yet. 67 here in Erie, inland locations towards that 60-degree mark. Warren 60 down in Meadville. Lake Erie 55 degrees. That'll continue to go down as we get cooler and cooler over these next coming months, closer towards that winter. You can see the winds not doing too much here, gusting up towards 10 miles per hour. So we do have that high pressure in place, bringing us a lot of that nice weather here. We're actually wedged between two storm systems, one off to our west, one off to our east. This one's no concern, but this one we could be seeing a little bit of moisture for our day on Wednesday. I'll have that first morning weather future cast after the break, but zooming in now on our Doppler max. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky, not a drop of water either. So definitely a nice day to get out there and enjoy some of this beautiful weather that we don't typically see this time of year. At least last week, we certainly didn't see any of it. 68 degrees here by 1 p.m. I do think we could be pushing these numbers even a little bit higher here, especially some of those inland locations as we head towards the afternoon. But 72 degrees here, 3 p.m. I think that's about as warm as we'll get. 66 degrees heading into this evening. Great an evening to get out there and do some of those fall activities, perhaps rake the yard before that rain comes later this week.
AJ, sounds good. Now we turn to Great Britain as they have a new political leader. Former Treasurer Chief Rishka Sunak has won the race to be the leader of England's Conservative Party on Monday and will become Britain's next Prime Minister and the third this year. The former Treasury chief will be Britain's first leader of color after his only rival conceded and withdrew. As the leader of the governing party, Sunak will take over as Prime Minister from Liz Truss, who quit last week after just 45 long days in office. And Sunak has been the strong favorite as the governing Conservative Party sought stability at a time of immense economic challenges and after months of chaos that consumed the past two leaders. Sunak's position strengthened after former leader Boris Johnson dropped out. So Sunak's now England's Conservative Party leader, and new King Charles will ask him to form a government. He'll officially become Prime Minister later today or tomorrow. Well, today is October 24th, officially the last day you can register to vote here in Pennsylvania. So for those who have procrastinated till the last second, now it's arrived. You can do that online at pavotersservices.pa.gov or visit your county's election office. We have just over 2 weeks until Election Day, and while some may just now be registering to vote early voting has been underway for a while in several states. With more opening up the polls today, polls show that voters are fired up. Bree Jackson joins us from Washington, D.C.
With midterm elections just over 2 weeks away, candidates are making their final pitches to voters, including in Nevada, where there's a tight U.S. Senate race.
I know what this fight is about. It's about good-paying jobs, right? It's about affordable health care.
Every single area of regular life for working-class Nevadans is heading the wrong direction.
Preps are underway in Florida, where early voting begins today. A new NBC News poll shows 70% of registered voters are highly interested in the election, an all-time high for a midterms.
The economy, the inflation, high gas prices.
I served this country. I helped defend the democracy and the Constitution.
While both parties are fired up, polling shows Republicans have the edge, with 78% having high interest compared with 69% of Democrats. Former President Trump rallied supporters in Texas over the weekend.
So go out and vote up and down the slate. Vote for Republicans, good, great Republicans.
While President Biden is looking to give Democrats a boost and stave off Republican efforts to take back control of Congress.
They don't have a platform other than
tear down what I've been able to do, we've been able to do.
Later this week, Mr. Biden returns to Pennsylvania to help more Democrats in the Keystone State. U.S. Senate candidate John Fetterman is in a fierce fight with Republican Dr. Mehmet Oz. Their first and only debate happens Tuesday night. In Washington, Bree Jackson for NBC News.
New information today on the condition of author Salman Rushdie after that on-stage knife fight at Western New York Chautauqua Institute back in August. Word is today that the author's lost the use of one of his eyes. The 75-year-old Satanic Verses author was stabbed several times on the amphitheater stage right before he was set to participate in a dialogue. A young suspect rushed the stage, attacking Rushdie and a second speaker. Rushdie was flown to UPMC Hammett, where he underwent surgery and care for an extended period of time. His agent also told a Spanish newspaper that one of Rushdie's hands is incapacitated, and he declined to say if Rushdie is still hospitalized. 24-year-old Hadi Matar of New Jersey was arrested after the attack. He's pled not guilty to a charge of attempted murder. Here at home, as we head into another week of school for students across the area, it seems America's teacher shortage is still going strong in a lot of spots. America's Education Secretary says a big part of it is what he calls just a teacher respect issue. In a recent interview, Education Secretary Miguel Cordana chalked up the recent teacher shortages across the U.S. to relatively low pay and a lack of respect for the profession itself. He says as a result, some educators have chosen to leave the teaching profession altogether. And according to a survey from the National Education Association, 53% of public schools reported being understaffed at the start of the current school year. 60% say they've been struggling with shortages since the start of the pandemic. The 3-day-long Erie News Now coat drive wrapped up in the east side of Perry Square today. People dropped off coats and winter gear all weekend long in hopes they would go to someone in need. By Sunday morning, many of the trees were empty as coats had been picked up and found new homes. Those who benefited from the new winter gear talked about the need for a new coat this year.
I done seen them trees fully loaded with coats on both sides. You got a lot of people that really need these here coats.
A big thank you to everyone who donated coats, hats, scarves, and gloves for the coat drive. Any winter clothing items that were not taken this weekend will be donated. It was really nice to see. Well, if you've noticed signs that a section of Route 505 was closed this weekend, now we know why. A familiar landmark in Mill Creek on Glenwood Park Avenue that stood high in the sky was demolished. Wow, watch this video. Boom. Wow, imagine hearing that. This video, courtesy of John Kress, shows the structure at the Hayside reinforced fiberglass manufacturing site as it came down on Saturday. People around here may remember that the Turnbull Elevator Company originally developed the elevator production and test site in the 1960s. The tower had been out of service for quite some time, and our John Lass once took us inside for a tour. Well, baseball's World Series matchup is set today. Fans of America's pastime will have to be patient. It's going to be a full week before the Fall Classic starts next Monday, and Pennsylvania will be represented at the Fall Classic.
On the seventh pitch, Harper hits one.
Bryce Harper's walk-off homer sent the Philadelphia Phillies on to the World Series. They beat the Padres 4-1, and they'll take on the Houston Astros after their sweep of the New York Yankees. Aaron Judge grounding out to wrap up that series. Game 1 of this year's World Series is set for Halloween night. How fun. Well, now we turn to our Health Watch today. Cases of RSV are on the rise across the country. Doctors now saying the recent surge is taking a toll on the nation's healthcare system. With the majority of pediatric cases being RSV, a common respiratory infection in young kids. But what's uncommon is the massive number of cases and how early in the season it's hitting. Doctors say that RSV symptoms may come across like the common cold, and parents should watch out for hard breathing, flaring of nostrils, and skin sucked in around the collarbones and ribs. They also warn that cases are likely to continue spreading throughout this winter. Now we turn to a look outside with our Skyview cam. I'll never get over that. Fall foliage is so pretty. Well, up next, AJ has a look at our full forecast.
Tuesday morning on Erie News Now, they're the three letters keeping a ton of kids out of school these days. We're talking RSV. We're live with expert advice on how to avoid it and how to keep your kid out of the hospital if they come down with it.
It's a great way to wake up.
Yep. G-E-L-O.
From Erie News Now, this is First Warning Weather, brought to you by UPMC Health Plan.
Well, let's start off your Monday afternoon with some weather wow picture. Not a video today, but certainly a very cool sight to see. Have you ever heard of a sun dog? Yeah, it's not that quite dog-like as in nature here, but yeah, we do see these things forming quite often, actually more common than what we do typically see with rainbows in the sky. These ones form from the sun beating down through some high clouds in the atmosphere. Ice crystals in those clouds act as prisms refracting the light 22 degrees both to the right and the left of the sun. And some of the results you can get are quite impressive. As you can see here, my girlfriend took this photo on I-80 yesterday. We were looking up at the clouds and we're just like, that cloud looks a little different than the rest of them. And surely enough, there was a sundog on the left side of that sun showing some very cool sights to see. Be sure to send in if you have any of those cool photos. Sometimes you get the sun halos, which is actually a complete 360-degree ring around the sun. Also a very cool sight to see happening right now. We just looked at this Great Lakes Institute of Technology Skycam going to break, but let's give it another one because it is beautiful out there. 67 degrees right now. Our dew point 48 degrees, so it is a dry day for the most part. Pressure relatively high too, wedged in between these two low pressure systems. Regional conditions, it's warmer off to our west, 72 degrees in Cleveland, heading to our south, a little bit cooler. Pittsburgh, they are actually in the 30s this morning. Then we do see some rain showers continuing for eastern portions of the state. You can see winds right now coming from the south, generally relatively light. You can see calm winds in Du Bois, but picking up a bit here, Cleveland, Detroit, closer to that 10-mile-per-hour mark. We'll be seeing those winds continuing from the south for our day tomorrow. Those will keep those temperatures relatively warm. And like I was saying, we're wedged between two systems here. One of them, a coastal storm just off the coast of New England, another one in the central U.S. This is the one that could be providing a little bit of rainfall for our area. Doppler max quiet across our area now, but you can see with Futurecast, more clouds in store for the day tomorrow. You can see 10 a.m., a good deal of clouds, especially inland locations. Clouds scattered throughout the rest of the day here. And then as we head towards Wednesday morning, that's when we see the rain pushing through even towards 2 p.m. 12 p.m. there. We could be seeing more of that rain kind of hanging out here. I think it'll be clearing out here by the evening hours, and certainly by Thursday morning, we're looking at a lot more clearing across the region. A little bit more rain could be in store here for the later portions of the week, but I do think we'll be staying generally dry. Our main threat really just on Wednesday. Future rainfall amounts could be seeing up to a half an inch of rain with this storm system pushing through. Your forecast for today, I think, will be around 70 degrees. I think we actually might be a bit higher than this too for some spots, but overall it should be a pleasant day with a good deal of sunshine across the region and temperatures hovering right around that 70-degree mark. 7-day forecast, let's give it to you. 72 degrees Monday, Tuesday, more clouds in store for the day tomorrow, as we just saw with our future cast. Showers expected during the day Wednesday. They're all out of here though for Thursday, Friday, as we start to cool off a bit, but heading towards that weekend, temperatures look to climb towards 60 once again, and that sunshine makes the comeback.
Wow, AJ, 72 today and tomorrow. Pretty good day to rake those leaves, like you said.
We'll take it. Or you can do something more enjoyable. We have the weekend to clean up the leaves.
That's true, that's true. Take the dog for a walk, go do something fun.
Walk
go
to
the park. Yeah, definitely fun for a Monday. Well, when we come back here on Erie News Now, we're going to be joined by a live guest here in the studio from our Job Bank segment, where we connect employers with employees. Stay tuned for that. FaceTime kind of
Okay.
on TV.
From Erie News Now, this is coverage you can count on with Isley Gooden.
Welcome back. Let's check in with the Erie News Now Job Bank, where we connect employers with employees. And I'm joined by Adam Reese. Hi, Adam. How are you?
I'm well, and thank you for having me this morning.
Very nice. And can you tell us a little bit about what you guys have to offer?
Sure. So the Northern Pennsylvania Regional College, we're an institution in we cover 9 counties from Erie as far east as McKean and Cameron County. And we're looking at providing workforce development training specifically. That's my department. And we've talked with several employers in the region, and we found that precision machining skills as well as industrial maintenance skills are important to this area, specifically the manufacturers.
Very nice. And for people that may be interested in this field, but they don't know exactly where to go about it, where can they find more information about these opportunities?
So we have on our website, on the Northern Pennsylvania Regional College website, we have a workforce development section. There's information on several trainings there, as well as the opportunity for employers, if they have a customized training or training need that they would like, they can enter in their information. There's a form, and then we'll follow up with them with some information. We can also assist them with doing some assessments and finding what their training needs may be.
And do you know how many roles you guys are looking to fill if you're really in dire need right now?
So us specifically, we do have an opening for a precision machining instructor here in our Erie precision machining lab out in Fairview on West Ridge Road. So that opening is currently open. We're also looking for workforce development specialists throughout the region at the college to assist us with providing that training and outreach to employers.
Thank you so much for coming in today, and I think that'll be a great opportunity for people that are looking. Again, like you said, if you want to check it out, we will have a link on our website, Erie News Now, to how you can look into these positions. And is there anything else you want to tell people that are interested in applying?
Now, just check out the information on our website. As I said, there's a lot of information out there. If there's any questions, we can certainly give you a call.